What does the post-shoot workflow of a professional wedding photographer look like? How are all the images sorted and backed up? If you're new to wedding photography and not sure you have the ideal system in place yet, this video is for you. From finishing a photo shoot to delivering final images to our clients, we're sharing our complete photo workflow process. In this step-by-step guide, we'll show you how we keep everything organized and efficient and ensure a seamless experience for our clients. Now, a quick disclaimer. Keep in mind that this is just one approach to post-production. This video outlines our personal photo shoot to delivery process and what is currently working for us. There are quite possibly better ways, and we're always refining and updating this process. Feel free to use this video as a reference, particularly if you are just starting out and just want to know what someone else's process looks like. Okay, so you just got home from a photo shoot and you're ready to see what you captured. We actually had a beautiful photo shoot yesterday that I haven't downloaded yet, so we are going to do that right now. So as we were shooting yesterday, as we shot cards, we put them back in the card wallet, back to front, so we could see that these were the used cards on this side. That way I know which cards I've shot for the day and which ones I need to download now. So I've got my card reader, and so we shot 3 cards, so I'll download all of these. And I'm going to download these onto our working hard drive. So for a working hard drive, we just have an SSD, so nice and sturdy and easy to travel with. So first things first, I'm going to show you our folder structure that we use to keep all our images organized. So I'm opening my working hard drive. These are our 3 folders that we already have. So we've got couples, which is like engagement shoots predominantly, that we have sorted into that folder. Then we have a folder called Other. So that could be anything from a style shoot to maybe product or headshots or any other photography work that we're doing. And then we have our weddings folder. Because the shoot yesterday was a style shoot, we're going to categorize it as Other. And so then I'm going to create a new folder. So the way we keep everything organized is to start with the date. And to make sure that it's all in order, we start with the year. So 2024, so 24, the month 07, and yesterday's date, the 17th. Then I'm also going to name the style shoot, and it was a romantic garden styled shoot. All right, then I'm going to create a folder inside that folder that we just made, and I'm going to name it 01 raw. So this is where we are copying all of the raw files. Then I'm opening up my memory card over here, just this untitled folder, jumping over here to get to the raw files. I am Command A, selecting everything, and Command C, copying, and Command Paste. So we'll copy all of this over, and then we will just repeat this until we have copied all the images over to this folder. Okay, so all 3 of our cards have just downloaded, so we can put them back in our card wallet now. And as we are doing that, we're actually flipping them backwards, but also then pointing them downwards, just to show that these are the ones that we've downloaded. Just another way to keep keep things organized, and so we know what we're doing. So the next step is to back up all the images onto 2 external hard drives. You could actually do this step all at once. You could back up to a working drive and 2 other drives as well at the same time. We just have a temperamental dongle that we also use as our card reader. So it doesn't seem to like also being plugged into our hard drives. So that's why we are now doing that step now. So we just have our 2 hard drives just labeled, and we have one as the main and one as a backup. But yeah, that's the system we use. So I also wanted to mention that when we're labeling our folders back here, we would, for a wedding, we would still include the date in the same way, and then we would just have our couple's name instead of the title of the shoot. Okay, so we've got our other hard drives here. We'll just open those up to their other folders as well. And then we are going to back to the working hard drive, and we are going to copy that whole folder. So Command C, and then jump over here to the other folder on our hard drive, this is our backup hard drive, Command V to paste, and then do the same on the other hard drive. And so that's just going to back up. Okay, so our shoot is all downloaded and backed up to 3 drives now. We're just going to double check that each of the folders are the same size. So to do that, we're going to right click, go get info, and we're just going to do that for all of the shoots. We're just going to do that for all of the folders, just to check that they are all identical. So we can see 34.96 gigabytes across all 3. Great. All right, so that way we know that our shoot is now backed up to 3 places, and we also still have it on the cards, which is also good. And we are not actually formatting those cards and getting rid of the images until we have completely edited the photo shoot. And it's also backed up to the 2 hard drives and an online storage as well. Okay, so we're just ejecting those hard drives. So we're just going to work with the working hard drive now. Okay, so we are jumping into Narrative Select, which is the program that we use to quickly look through all our images and select previews. So we've just opened the desktop version and we are going to create a new project. We're just on the free plan, which is awesome. So continue on free. You can check that out if you're interested. But yeah, so then we are navigating to the folder where our images are that we want to go through. Just back to this raw folder, choose folder. I'm just going to name it, just so we know where we are. So we know, just to help keep things organized. Okay, and so it's imported all our images. Yeah, we shot just over 1300. We're just giving it a minute to process everything. We can also hit G for a grid view. And we can just see, if I open the filter here, you can see this, this little progress bar that is just starting to analyze all the images. Narrative has some great AI features, which is really amazing. But it's also just a really quick platform to use when you just want to like see all your images clearly and quickly and just make some quick ratings. So we can select previews to then edit and send. That has now processed everything. So we'll be able to quickly view all our images. You can also sort by file name, capture time, camera serial. And then, yes, you can see these other filters with the star ratings and some extra assessments here that, yeah, you can see are only available if you upgrade to Select Pro. But yes, we actually use another platform to do all our culling, which we will get to, but Narrative is also a great culling platform to use. Okay, so let's go through, have a quick look through all our images. We probably want to get, because these are previews, we probably want to get a bit of everything to make sure everyone that was involved is represented. So I'm just going to quickly go through and just hit a 4 star rating on the images that I think might be contenders for previews. I'm also going to just make these a little bit bigger so I can quickly see a bit more. Okay, great. So now I can skim through fairly easily and look at the images that we created yesterday. I'm also kind of thinking I'll probably, my preference will be portrait images, just because I know that a lot of people will be wanting to share on Instagram. And yes, portrait orientation is generally preferred there. And I'm really kind of just thinking I want like a bit of a sneak peek at this point. Like I don't want to give everything away just yet, but give the general idea of what we captured. Okay, amazing. I can also double click if I want to see the image full screen. And then I can use my arrows to go through images as well. So that's really handy. If this was a wedding, I'd probably be choosing mostly portraits, but maybe also a couple of images from the ceremony, and then maybe if there was a fun reception photo or a first dance or something like that. Okay. Okay, so we've got it down to 25. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to Command A, select all these, and then I'm going to hit ship. And what I want to do is ship 25 images. I want to create a new catalog. So I'm going to name this catalog Romantic Garden Style Shoot. And I'm going to save it in a particular folder. So we're jumping back to our working hard drive, navigating to our Romantic Style Shoot folder, and we're actually going to create a new folder. And we're going to go 02 Lightroom. Okay, and choose catalog location, and then we are going to ship 25 images. Okay, so then it has the 25 images that I've selected. It's ticked all of those. I'm also going to tick build smart previews. So that is something that we do for all our weddings. It just creates a small image file of all of the images that we're importing. And this is something we use as another backup, but I'll tell you more about that soon. And import. So now we're just importing those 25 images. And it's just building some previews for us as well. All right, and now we're going to start editing. Okay, so we have edited some previews. We've got it down to 20. So what I'm going to do now is export them. So Command A to select all of them. Then we are going up to File, Export. And for some export settings, because these are just previews, we're just going to do low res. And we are going to export them to a particular folder. So back in this Romantic Garden Style Shoot, we're going to create a new folder, 04 Previews, and create that and choose. And then we are just going to title it probably just Romantic Garden Editorial Previews. Okay, and then these are all our settings here. We just have some presets already, but we are exporting as a JPEG, quality 90, sRGB. We've got the short edge at 2048 pixels, 72 resolution. We are sharpening for screen, and that's about it. I think the rest are pretty much default settings, and then we're just going to hit export. Okay, so we are actually going to open up another program called JPEG Mini. We use this just to decrease the size of our JPEGs. It doesn't reduce the quality of the image, it's just getting rid of anything that it can just to reduce the actual size of the file. So it's not changing dimensions or anything like that, just reducing the file size, which really helps when we're emailing images or just uploading, all those sort of things. So we're going to select all our images, drag them into JPEG Mini. And yeah, it's done that super quick. And you can see that it has reduced the images by 38%. So again, that's the file size, not the image quality or the dimensions or anything like that. So we can quit JPEG Mini. Okay, then we are going to Dropbox, upload the images to a new Dropbox folder. All right, we are going to use a similar labeling or structure to what we've already used on our hard drives. So we're just going to call this 24th 717 Romantic Garden Style Shoot, and that just keeps it all ordered for us. And then we are just going to drop in this whole previews folder, and then once this is uploaded, we can share a link and add that to an email and send it out to everyone involved. So we might actually just quickly rename it. We don't need the 04 here, just previews. All right, and let's just double check everything's in there, uploaded, looks good. Okay, then we can go copy link, and then we can jump into our Gmail and send this link to everyone. And then they have previews. Okay, so our next step is to cull all the images. And to do this, we use a program called Aftershoot. All right, so I'm in Aftershoot. I'm going to create a new album and I'm going to cull and edit this album. So then I'm navigating to the right folder, just bringing in the raws. So import this folder. All right, and I'm going to give that a minute to process everything. You can see the rainbow bar is moving across. It's pretty quick. All right, cool. Okay, then I'm going to move on to the cull tab. And then I'm going to come down here to the bottom right and hit start culling. I'm going to choose what type of shoot this is. If it was a wedding, I'd choose wedding. But I could go down. Actually, I'm still going to choose wedding because that's the sort of category. And then I've got a customized AI cull set up. I don't want to have any highlights. I've already done that already as my previews. And then I'm wanting to group it into larger groups. I've got blurry photo detection on and closed eye detection on. I can customize this a little bit if I want. I'm being pretty lenient with that. I'm also going to change this setting here. I don't want it to overwrite the existing stars because I've already made some star ratings in narrative. So that's all looking good. And then I'm just going to hit start culling. So Aftershoot is just doing that first pass for me to kind of group any like images together. It's going to pick the one that it thinks is the best. But then once it's done that, I can go through and manually select which one I actually prefer. So that will be the next step. Okay, so we have jumped back into Aftershoot and we are now going to cull for the second time. Aftershoot has done the first pass for us. And yeah, now we're just going to make our final selections. So I'm going to double click on my images. I'm going to use my arrows to just go through these. And then I'm going to hit the D key to make a selection. So yeah, I'm just going to get into this now. And I can use the up and down arrows to go through the different images that Aftershoot has grouped together and make my final selection from there. So we have gone through and done our second cull of all the images, and you can see here by my selections, I've chosen 275, probably still a few more than I would like, but I will probably get rid of a few as I'm editing. So now we're going to move across to this edit tab, and we are going to choose this profile to apply. All of this is fine. Then I'm just going to deselect all and only select my selections. So then it is going to edit those 275 photos. Cool. So as you can see, Aftershoot is just going to do its thing in the background, and then we will come back once it's done. It will send us an email, and then we can look at all the edits in Lightroom. Okay, so Aftershoot has edited our images, and to see what it has done, we just need to review them in Lightroom. So we're going to click this button down here, go to Lightroom Classic, and now it is going to import everything. Now I always have build previews on to standard. That just means that it is going to preview the image a bit quicker because it does all that kind of processing on the import. I'm also going to tick build smart previews. This is just another way that we back up our images. The smart previews creates these smaller image files that we then upload to Dropbox just as another backup of all the images. And yeah, we're going to ask it not to import any duplicates, and we're good. So import. So as you can see, as we're importing, it's applying the edit that Aftershoot has done. So we're just going to leave that to import and apply, and then once everything is processed, we will go through and make our editing tweaks. All right, so we've finished all our editing and now we are going to export our images. So I'm going to hit Command A to select everything. I've also gone through and got rid of any images that I sort of did another cull, and I just rated those at 0. So now I'm just filtering by the rated images as well. So that's just another, I guess, one final cull before we export. Yep, so everything's selected. I'm going to go File, Export. So we have some presets for the size of the images when we're exporting. So I'm going to export as high res first, and I am going to save these in our style sheet folder, exports. I'm going to create a new folder called digital, and then I'm going to create a folder in here called print me. And this is the high resolution images that we will put in the print me folder. It's just a fun little way that we name the folders so that our couples know what to do with the different sizes. And yeah, print me is fairly self-explanatory. Okay, so we have our print me folder. I'm also just quickly going to create a share me folder. And again, just helping our couples know what to do with these images. Okay, but we're going to start with the print me. And yeah, because we're going to be on the high res, and we are going to call these images Gavin Bar Editorial. And then we have our preset settings. It's going to be a JPEG, sRGB. The long edge is 5500, resolution at 300. Yeah, and the rest of this, oh yeah, we're sharpening for screen. And yeah, the rest of that looks good. So we'll hit export. Okay, and yep, so there's 308 images, and then we are just going to copy this here, and then we'll go to the low res preset and then paste the name in again, and then we are just going to go to the share me folder. So all of the low resolution images are going into a different folder. And the settings for this, JPEG again, sRGB, quality 90, and we've got the short edge at 2048 and resolution at 72. Sharpening for screen, yep, all the rest, and export. So we're just going to let that export, and then we'll show you what we do next. Okay, so all our images are exported. We can close Lightroom now. And also, if this was a wedding, we would actually name the files just our couple's names, so whoever and whoever, usually separated by a hyphen. But yes, this was a shoot, so we've named it after the venue. All right, so we're going to navigate to our folder where all our exports are. We're going to go to the digital folder, and we are just going to open JPEG Mini again, just so we can make sure all our images the file sizes are as small as they can be without losing any detail or quality. So we're just selecting all our images, dragging and dropping them in, and just letting those go here. So yeah, JPEG Mini can just reduce the file sizes for us before we do any uploading. Okay, cool, and you can see that it has reduced the image file size by 40%, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, and it has saved 1.17 gigabytes. So we will close JPEG Mini. Then we are just going to come to PicTime. So PicTime are a wonderful online gallery platform. We use PicTime to send out all our images to our couples. It's a really lovely delivery experience for our couples, where they can view all their images, download everything. We also create a slideshow within PicTime. So I'm just going to take you through some of those steps now. So we're going to create a new client gallery. We're just going to choose the wedding template that we have already created, which is what we use for all our weddings. It's not going to work quite as well for a styled shoot or editorial, but we will customize that. So I'm going to call this Romantic Garden Editorial, and just going to make it the date that we shot this on, which was Wednesday the 17th of July. All right, then I'm going to jump into photos. Now we've set this up, as you can see, for a wedding. We have a section for preparation, so all the getting ready time, the ceremony, the portraits, and the party. Since this was a style shoot, we're just going to delete some of these scenes. And we might, yeah, I think we're just going to have it all in one, just to keep it simple. And actually we don't need a slideshow either for this one, but it's also a really easy process to create a slideshow in PicTime, which we are looking forward to showing you in an upcoming video. All right, so we'll just rename it. Actually, we might upload the film photos as well. So we'll call this one digital, and we'll make another scene and call it film. All right, so then we just go to the plus sign, we select our photos, and we are always going to upload the high res or the print me images because PicTime actually also resizes the images for our couples. They can download them in high resolution and low resolution, and we have that all set up in PicTime, which is really cool. All right, so PicTime is usually pretty quick to upload, obviously depending on your internet as well. But yeah, we'll just get that going. Okay, so all of our images are uploaded into PicTime. It's just now doing a high-res upload, but we can just let that do its thing in the background. We have all our digital images and all our film images. If you hit view all, you can see all our images here. If for some reason our images were out of order, we could hit sort, or we could just change the way that these are sorted. There's all these options, which is really cool. And then we are going to choose an image for the cover of our gallery. So we are just going to pick a favorite. We might go with really love this one. So we're just going to tick that, and we're going to set as cover. And you can see it has just add that image as the cover of our gallery. You can also customize further with coloring. There's all these other options as well for how you want it to look. But yeah, this is the way we have our PicTime gallery design set up. So this is what we're using for our weddings as well. Okay, so we've got our photos here. As I mentioned, if we wanted to make a slideshow, it's super easy. We would be making a slideshow if this was a wedding. And just one other thing. I'm just going to make the images a little bit bigger so I can see them. But I might select a few highlights. So let's just go through quickly and select some sort of just like a good overview of the gallery. Just so somebody, if they were just having a quick look, they could sort of see what was in here. Cool, all right, and then we are going to set as highlights. And we'll just make these smaller again. And then you can see we have another quick selection, which is the highlights. So that way, if somebody comes to the gallery and they just want to have a really quick overview of what was included, and same for a wedding, we've just got the highlights collection here at the top of the gallery. So that is great. And then we are going to go to gallery setup. Now, yes, usually this is where we would put our couples' names, but we are just going to change the occasion to editorial. Perfect. And the expiry, we'll still have it for about a year from now, which is what we would do for our couples, give them just over a year from the day that we're sending their gallery. We can have it showing on the portfolio, that's great. And they can have high res and web res. If we go more settings, you can see that the download size, so the high res is the original size, so what we've uploaded, and then the web size or the low resolution is this 2048. Yep, so that all looks good. No watermark, perfect. Okay, and then automations and discounts. Usually we would be selecting this gallery to backup system. We will go more into this in a full pick time video, but this is a really wonderful automation that has brought in a lot of extra just passive income for us, which is just brilliant. But yes, pick time has all these really great sales automations that are definitely worth looking at and adding to galleries that suit. This is a brand new feature called vendors, which we'll also talk about in the next video. So this share section is now where we would send the gallery to our couples. So we would put their names here and their email address and then send it to client. But because this is an editorial or a styled shoot, we're actually going to hit send by myself, and then we can get a link that we'll be able to then put in an email to everyone that collaborated on this shoot. But we will go more in depth to pick time in a later video. All right, the next thing we are going to do is upload all our images to Dropbox. Once everything's uploaded, so we've got it on our online gallery, and then soon we will have it in Dropbox as well. We use Dropbox more for our own use, so just easy access for downloading images for social media or a website or that kind of thing. We just have everything on Dropbox. But yes, and then the next thing we are going to do is back up all of our images to our hard drives. All right, so we have just plugged our hard drives in, and so let's open up to our folders. So we've got our main hard drive and our backup hard drive. We are going to navigate to the folders. So we've got our romantic styled shoot here. And yes, we've only got the raw images. So what we are going to do is select everything, including the raw folder. We're going to Command C to copy, and then we are going to paste. And what we're going to do is just replace that raw image. Because there will be all these XMP files now in that raw folder from all the sort of star ratings and Lightroom extra data will be added there. So we just want to update that folder. We'll do the same here and just replace. All right, so everything has backed up. We're just going to cross-check the sizes of our folders. So we're going to right-click, get info, get info. Yeah, and they're all good. And I mean, for peace of mind, we can just have a quick look, but everything is looking pretty good here. Once it loads, yep, so same here. We select all, yep, there's 308. Yep, 308. Cool. So that is all sorted. Okay, so the only thing left for us to do is to send the gallery to our vendors who were involved in this shoot. But other than that, that is our shoot to backup process for a wedding or a photo shoot like this. We've also put together a list of all the resources that we use for weddings, including links to pick time and a discount code for you. So we will leave all of that in the description. As we already mentioned, this is just one way to do things. This system works for us right now, but it has and continues to evolve and change. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments, and if you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more. If you're early in your wedding photography journey, looking to shoot your very first wedding, we highly recommend you check out this video next, where we share our top 3 tips to booking your first wedding.